I am the Senior Business Development Manager here at Faro. I've been in the construction space for a long time. I served my apprenticeship almost 40 years ago. Studied computer science when it was still done on punch cards. Left college for about a year and traveled the world as a dancer for a year. Gave up my college football career. And then my dad said, "What are you going to do now?" And I said, "I'll go back to school." And he said, "Come drive truck." Next thing I know, I'm in the apprenticeship program, and that started my path in construction. But probably 25 years ago, I took another leap of faith, went to work for a small software company called Kipp, and that started my path in construction. And I've been in this side of construction ever since. Penn was a computerized estimating application that was started back in the early 80s, late 70s, and was one of the very first digitized estimating softwares in the world that allowed somebody to literally, just by touching full blueprints on a drafting board size table, you could touch locations and we could capture the XY position and take off lengths electronically rather than having to use an architectural scale rule or whatever the case. And it revolutionized how people estimate. But my dad used to tell me all the time, Kipp, greatest computer program in the world doesn't matter if you don't know what you're doing. And the same thing exists in the world of technology, right? No project management tool, a project software, management software, is ever going to make you an amazing project manager. In the early days of BIM, we were drawing in 3D at Kipp. And guys used to ask me all the time, "Kipp, where do I find a good draftsman?" I'd say, "Go look in your shop." Because it's going to be easier to teach drafting to a tradesman than it'll ever be to teach the trade to a draftsman. And there's nothing worse than drawing something that's wrong and then assuming that it's correct, right? There are guidelines, and nobody understands that, especially when you're drawing in the world of 3D, so you can use it in the prefabrication space within the context of your project. You need to understand how a project goes together to draw it and draw it appropriately.